Hello viewers, my name is Jacqueline Harmer and today I will be presenting to you my Capstone Service Learning Project. The agency I completed my Capstone Service Learning Project with was the Healthcare Careers Academy, abbreviated HCCA. Each summer, PA College hosts a healthcare exploration camp where students from the HCCA will gain an understanding for different healthcare topics. Due to the COVID-19 restrictions, the camp would be held virtually. I chose this agency because of its mission to provide future professional success to both students and the healthcare workforce. I also felt this was a great opportunity for me to present my knowledge for different healthcare topics along with learning new information that would benefit my future success in a healthcare career. The population served were senior students from McCaskey High School that were members of the Healthcare Careers Academy. A total of 25 students attended the camp over the 2 days that I presented my healthcare topics. The needs of the population served were healthcare education, career guidance, mentorship, and professional development. Over the 2 days that I worked with the students, I was able to gain an understanding for the types of issues they face. I'll be discussing social, political, economic, and cultural issues in this population served. First, I'll begin with a social issue. A social issue that the students face is that not everyone in McCaskey High School either wants to or gets to have post-secondary education opportunities. According to the PA Department of Education, only 53.19% of the students from McCaskey High School have plans to attend college or university. The students a part of the Healthcare Careers Academy were provided with many resources to support their post-secondary plans. These resources included scholarship opportunities, tutoring, educational and career opportunities, as well as dual enrollment tuition benefits. At the end of the summer camp, the 25 students were surveyed on if they had plans to attend post-secondary education. 24 out of the 25 students plan to attend college after they graduate. How the healthcare professional can address post-secondary plans in students is by first identifying the individual's future career and education plans. If the individual is unsure of their future career or academic plans, providing them with resources would be very beneficial. These resources could include information on local surrounding colleges, scholarship opportunities, contact information for career advisors, and information on local businesses hiring. The healthcare professional could create a pamphlet with this information listed so the student could reference. The goal of this education would be to promote students to develop post-secondary plans that would set them up for future success. While COVID is largely a public health issue, the restrictions brought down on students and decisions about online versus in-person learning can be argued politically. It's important to note that this camp was held online in 2020 and 2021 after being an in-person camp for the prior 3 years. Although the volunteers of the camp, including myself, tried to make the best out of the online environment, the restrictions on in-person learning certainly played a role in this summer camp. While the students were engaged for much of the time that I presented in Summer Camp 1, there were 2 more summer camps that my group participated in, and attendance dropped off substantially after the second summer camp, and that could be potentially attributed to the online environment. There are many distractions that come with virtual learning, and I know that from personal experience. Along with the distractions, the online environment did not have as much to offer the students as did the in-person camps that took place the previous years. For this political issue, a healthcare professional could contact local schools to develop ideas on how we can improve the learning environment to improve the online learning environment to keep students engaged. The healthcare professional could recommend scheduling more breakout sessions for students to have interactions with their classmates, incorporate activities that allow every student to participate in, and provide frequent breaks for students to get a snack or use the restroom. An economic issue that the students face is poverty. According to U.S. News, the McCaskey students attending the camp are shown to be at a 98% economic disadvantage, and 98% of the students are eligible to be enrolled into the free lunch program. The statewide percentage for free lunch program is 46%. This increases the risk for inadequate nutrition and food insecurity. I identified food insecurity as an issue in the population I served. To address this issue, I provided the students a lesson on nutrition which included healthy snack options that came in their healthcare kits. The food options included an apple, granola bar, and whole wheat crackers. As a healthcare professional, one way to address this issue is for the healthcare professional to volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club is an organization that is located in Lancaster County and provides an array of services to students in grades 1 through 12. The Boys and Girls Club has its own facility and offers sports and recreation, education, arts, health and wellness, workforce readiness, and character and leadership development. It also offers students free healthy meals and snack options. The healthcare professional can volunteer their time to serve the current members of the Boys and Girls Club and also develop a better understanding for the services provided. Developing a better understanding of the services can allow the professional to educate the young community on what the club has to offer in hopes of recruiting more members who suffer from poverty. A cultural issue that was determined for the students of McCaskey High School was diversity. As you can see here on the chart with the information provided from U.S. News, McCaskey High School has a very diverse student population, 57.6% of students being Hispanic, 20.3% being Black, 14.7% being white, 4.7% being Asian, and 2.7% identifying as other races. Issues that can arise in a diverse student population are language barriers, learning difficulties, and cultural/racial biases. In our summer camp, we had a wide variety of students from different racial and cultural backgrounds. I encourage students to form relationships with other students by placing students into breakout rooms on Zoom to complete activities that I assigned to them. This allowed the students to work together, share their thoughts and ideas, and strengthen their cultural competence. There will be many instances where a healthcare professional will interact with individuals that speak different languages. This can make it challenging to provide care and education. One way a healthcare professional can show support and adapt to this challenge is by utilizing interpretation services. These services could include the use of an OD, which is an on-demand interpreter, or can use an in-person interpreter. A healthcare professional should always communicate to an individual in their specified language. Being that most of the students had little to no healthcare experience or knowledge, I wanted to provide them with a genuine understanding for important healthcare topics. Due to the restrictions that COVID-19 placed on the summer camp, I had to become creative in my designing since the camp would be held over Zoom. When coming up with ideas, I wanted to ensure that I was addressing the needs of the population. With that, I created 8 lesson plans that included lecture, hands-on activities, and critical thinking exercises. Although the camp was held over Zoom, we shipped the students healthcare kits that supplied the different materials needed for each lesson. I also recruited 2 nurses from Lancaster General Hospital who would be guest speakers and discuss their healthcare background and current positions. My healthcare lessons consisted of the different codes in healthcare, vital signs, code scenarios, the body systems, anatomy Play-Doh, healthy lifestyle choices, and the components of our blood. Codes in healthcare discussed 10 different types of codes that occur in the hospital. I went more in depth on the differences between a code blue and a rapid response as they are significant but are called based on different presenting factors of a patient. The vital signs lessons describe the different vital signs, normal vital sign readings for an adult, child, and infant, and vital sign terminology. My next activity, called Code Scenarios, incorporated the information from both vital signs and codes in healthcare lessons. The students were placed into breakout rooms where they were given a written scenario. In this scenario was presenting signs and symptoms along with abnormal vital sign readings of a patient. The student would have to identify the terminology for the vital sign readings and identify if the nurse should call a code blue or a rapid response. The next 3 lesson plans, which were body organs, body systems, and anatomy Play-Doh, all went hand in hand. I presented different body organs and systems to the students and ended it with a hands-on activity. As you can see here in the picture on the slide, the students were to design an organ out of Play-Doh as well as label a body diagram with the different organs and their names. We then completed a nutrition lesson that involved a My Plate sticker scene. The students were to correctly place the stickers in their proper food groups. This helped the students to understand the different nutrient-dense foods that they should be eating. My final hands-on activity, called What's in Our Blood, was put together for the students to visualize the different components of our blood by using specific materials. The materials used were corn syrup to represent plasma, lima beans to represent white blood cells, red hot candies to represent red blood cells, and sprinkles to represent platelets. In order to implement my ideas into the summer camp curriculum, I needed to get approval of the content I created. I would have bi-weekly and monthly meetings with my mentor, Serena. During our meetings, we would discuss the ways that I could improve my content, conduct research, brainstorm my ideas, and more. The project was able to be put into curriculum because of the help and knowledge that I received from Serena. I was required to identify 3 student objectives for my service learning project. My objectives were that I plan to educate students who are interested in pursuing the healthcare field about what it's like through hands-on activities as well as critical thinking exercises. Objective 2 was that I plan to be a mentor to the students and provide them with a sense of comfort in their journey and career exploration. With being a student in the nursing program, I can educate them on the PA college atmosphere and what the curriculum is like. and for Objective 3, I state that I want to be able to provide the students with a general medical background before they begin their post-secondary education, either at PA College or other colleges with healthcare-related majors. Each of these objectives were met in different ways. Objective 1 was met through the hands-on activities I provided the students, which were making an organ out of Play-Doh and mixing the components of our blood. These two activities were creative, fun, and educational for the students. I met my second objectives by opening up the opportunity at the end of my presentations for students to ask questions. I talked about my experience at PA College and how there is a lot of support offered for students in the nursing major. Students asked questions about clinical experience, the associated challenges of nursing school, and if I would recommend the program. I feel that my answers to the students' questions gave them insight on whether or not the nursing program at PA College would be a good fit for them. And finally, Objective 3 was met through the presentations I put together for the students, specifically the presentations regarding vital signs, codes, body systems, and body organs. I felt these topics were great to educate the students on as it's information that is crucial to know in a healthcare career. I ensured that the presentations covered general information that wasn't too overwhelming for the students to comprehend. Upon completion of the camp, students were given a survey to fill out. In the survey, the students were asked if they would have recommended the camp to a friend that's interested. The students could give a 1 for not very likely and 5 for very likely. Out of all 25 students who completed the survey, the mean score came out to be 4.6. This is a high score indicating that the students would recommend the camp to a friend that's interested. All but one, which was 96% of the students that attended the camp, claimed they planned to attend college after they graduated. In total, 79% of the students' plan was to major in a healthcare-related field. Participants were asked to describe the camp in one word. The one word used by 22 of the 25 students was positive. Other examples of words used were informative, interesting, educational, life-changing, engaging, and beneficial. A quote from a student that attended the camp states, "My favorite part of camp was the demonstrations because they were a lot more hands-on than just listening to speakers or viewing videos. Overall, I feel the camp had a positive impact on the students who attended as well as an impact on the future of healthcare." Being a part of the Healthcare Careers Academy had a great impact on me personally. A big impact it had was on my nursing student experience. I've never had the opportunity to be on the other end of education, such as teaching to students. I've always been the student myself. I felt this gave me a greater appreciation for professors and all of the hard work that they do to ensure student success. It was also an extremely memorable experience and was something I enjoyed taking part in. This experience allowed me to create relationships and form connections with the students and volunteers a part of the camp. Creating the lesson plans allowed me to see how knowledgeable I am in regards to healthcare and definitely boosted my confidence as well as increased my passion for nursing. I didn't think I would enjoy educating to students as much as I did. It felt rewarding to make a difference and impact on these students for their future success in a healthcare career. Not only did this experience have a personal impact on me, but professionally as well. Prior to the healthcare camp, I lacked public speaking skills and confidence in my ability to do so. I always identified public speaking as one of my weaknesses. Presenting to the students definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone and also improved my skills and ability to public speak. When creating my lesson plans, I integrated a lot of my own personal knowledge for healthcare topics I spoke on, but there was also a lot of content I needed to complete research on. This allowed me to strengthen my knowledge and understanding for the different healthcare topics I spoke on, such as body systems, body organs, and our blood components. This summer camp required a lot of planning and preparation in order to make it beneficial and engaging for the students. Because of this, I felt my planning skills, as well as time management and organization skills, greatly improved. And this is my reference page for what I used to complete this presentation. Thanks for watching.